All right, so first things first, I'm going to show you how to put the bobber onto the line and get everything set up. So first I have my main line here, then I have my bobber stop. So you can get these from Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Scheels, Cabela's, Sportsman's Warehouse, anything like that. Comes with bobber stops and beads in this pack. So your bobber stop comes with this black tube, and then your green string is the bobber stop itself. So first I'm going to slide the black tube onto the main line, like so. I'm going to give myself plenty of line to work with. So once you get your line with the tube on there, you just slide the bobber stop up and pull that black tube off of your line. Now you are left with this bobber stop, and all you're going to do is pull these two ends and get it nice and tight on your line there. So there we are. Once you do that, you're going to cut off your tag ends. Make sure you don't cut it too short so that it comes unraveled, but you want to cut it short enough to where you can still reel it up into the reel. So cut off the tag ends here, making sure not to cut the main line on accident, of course. There you have it. That's what you're left with for your bobber stop. Next, I'm going to grab one of my beads that came with the bobber stop. Little green bead here, and I'm going to put it underneath the bobber stop on the main line. Alright, so now I got my bobber stop and my bead. Next, I'm going to use my slip bobber. I like this specific slip bobber because it comes with a weight on the bottom, so it's already weighted. You don't have to use one of those, but it just helps out. Otherwise, with these very light ones, you'll have to add extra weights, and I'll show you how to do that as well. So now I'm going to get my bobber onto the line. Get the line all the way through. There we go. We have our bobber stop, our bead, and then our slip bobber. Next, I'm going to put another bead, which will sit just above the swivel. Get this on the line there. Alright. So my bobber stop to a bead, to the slip bobber to another bead. And now I'm just using a basic barrel swivel. So I'm going to go ahead and tie that on there. The knot that I use to do this is called a clinch knot. It's pretty simple. I got my tag end there, use my finger to make a loop, and I'm just wrapping that end around the main line about 6 to 8 times typically. Once I have it through, this loop that my finger is making, I'm going to put the tag end through that loop, hold on to the main line in that tag end, and just pull tight. I use this knot for tying hooks, line, weights, all that good stuff. Alright, once again, you're going to cut your excess line like so. So now I have, try to get this untangled here. Now I've got my slip bobber on my main line. So once again, it's your bead, or sorry, your bobber stop, then your bead, then your slip bobber, and then you have another bead, and then your swivel. So now this slip bobber is going to float freely on that main line, and then if you want to adjust the depth, you just take this bobber stop and you slide it up and down for how deep you want it. So this allows you can reel in, and this bobber stop, you can reel it in all the way to your spool and it won't affect anything. Alright, next I'm going to put my leader on. So this will be tied to the other end of my barrel swivel. I prefer using fluorocarbon versus monofilament. I feel that it has less memory. Monofilament likes to likes to curl up and get tangled a lot. I found that this is the easiest one to use. I'm using 12-pound test. That's also what I have on my main line as well. So I'm gonna grab about 2 to 2.5 feet for this leader. Perfect. And then I'm going to tie that using the same knot onto the other end of my barrel swivel. Again, about 7 wraps around. Got my loop back through and pull. Pull that nice and tight, make sure the knot is cinched down, and then I'm going to cut off my excess. Alright, so now I've got my bobber stop, and my leader tied on. Next, I'm going to put my hook on. So your hook depends on what you're fishing for. So right now I'm using a size 2 Gamakatsu octopus hook. These you can catch bass, trout, walleye, any medium to small size fish on here. So again, just depending what you're going out and fishing for, that'll depend and determine what hook you're going to use. So today I'm going to use this hook, pretty universal hook. And then once again, I'm going to tie that same exact knot for my hook. Usually with this setup, I'll use like a night crawler or a leech. And I found that this hook is perfect size for those two things. So that's why I chose this hook. Okay, tie my knot. Make sure it's nice and tight. And once again, cut off your tag end. All right. So now that I have my bobber and my hook on there, I'm going to add a little bit of extra weight. I like to use these split shots. So this is a size 2 Eagle Claw split shot. I'll usually put about 2 on there. If there's smaller split shots, I might put 3. These ones are decent size, so I'm just gonna put 2. So with these, you just pinch one end, and it opens up. And then I am gonna put it right above the barrel swivel on the line. That way, if the weight slides down, it's not gonna slide down to the hook. It'll stop right on that swivel there. And then I'm just gonna pinch it closed, making sure it's nice and tight, like so. And I'm going to add one more just above that. This will help you cast out further, for one, with more weight. And then 2, it allows your bait on that hook. This will make it sink further down quicker. So there you have it. I have my 2 weights above the barrel swivel, leading to my hook. All right, I'm gonna reel in a little bit of the slack, and that's good to go. So that right there, you can see the bobber stop on the line there. You got your slip bobber, your weight, to your swivel, to your leader, to your hook. So once again, this is my favorite setup to use. You can use it in all types of waters. Streams, reservoirs, rivers, ponds, anything like that. It allows for easy casting, and I've had lots of success on it. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any other questions or want to learn anything else, please let me know and I can make you another video. Remember to hit that like and subscribe. Thank you.